All right, everyone, the short bus elections will begin. Yes, indeed, tomorrow is election day, in which the Democrats are probably going to successfully get a communist elected as the New York City mayor, and probably, although it's a little bit, different as far as the polling goes, probably also get a socialist in as Virginia governor. Now, for the Attorney General's race there, that's more of a toss-up, so we're going to be looking at that too. I have noticed something. I'm a noticer these days. If I look at legacy media broadcasting with regards to these races, which are all very important, Virginia's an important state, the New York City mayor's race is important, it's the largest city in the country, so I mean, I actually give a shit about much of this. But I notice that they focus on polling in races they are likely to win. So they say relatively less about the Attorney General's race in Virginia. Of the three big races that are being held literally tomorrow, only one of them stands out as the one that they don't want to talk about so much. And they're casting it as a litmus test for Trump, by the way. They're saying, well, Trump is disapproved of. The American people are going to issue a referendum. Yeah, so in a Democrat versus Democrat race, the Democrat is likely to win. Just saying, it's probable. It's probably going to happen because nobody else is running. That would be the New York City mayoral race. In Virginia, you have an early lead for Spannenberg, and probably she does end up winning. They'll fixate on those races where they're not likely to lose. In one case, they literally can anyway. But they won't focus on the AG race, where the Democrats have been completely debased and probably will lose. I would give a better than 50-50 chance that they don't take the Virginia Attorney General's race. They will probably take the Virginia gubernatorial race, and they'll certainly take the New York City mayor's race. They're acting like Cuomo. Fucking Cuomo himself is now a stand-in apparently for Trumpdom. This does not make sense. But tomorrow, when the election results come in, and I suspect it will go poorly for the Republicans, they will claim that this is because of Trump's unpopularity. It couldn't be that in the mayor's race in New York City, there is no Republican to vote for. Everyone's a Democrat. So, yeah, Mom Donnie's probably going to win it. Congratulations. You just crushed New York City. Wonderful. It's great. The largest city in our country is now run by a communist. This, by the way, does not reflect poorly on the Democratic Party in any way. In Virginia, though, you're probably going to get a Republican AG, but a Democratic governor. This is the likely scenario. It could be that things change at the last minute, but based on polling, when you get a 4 or 5 point lead, you have an advantage at a bare minimum. And I believe that Virginia also has a considerable amount of early voting. So if anything changes after the fact, of course, this is why I don't believe in early voting, by the way, generally speaking, then it has a blunted impact potentially. But the short bus election has begun. It's the short bus election because all of the people running are fucking retarded. Other than Earl Sears, I suppose. She seems to be relatively intelligent. All these other people are just a conglomerate of commies, in my opinion. So, that's probably going to be the outcome. The short bus election is also very, very low intellect. This off-year election has shown that people are very, very easily conned by bullshit, especially with Mom Donnie. That would be the big one and the one that most people are talking about. Mom Donnie the commie is basically a used car salesman. He simply grins and he pals around with people and sloganeers occasionally. He has no qualifications of any kind. It makes absolutely no sense, other than astroturfing and propaganda, why he would even be conceived of as a viable candidate. And if he were running 20 years ago, nobody would conceive of him as a viable candidate. I guess they're trying to astroturf the concept that, well, the youth has decided to reject the system. Therefore, they decided to become socialists. Well, I mean, the youth did reject the system. That's why Trump got elected the first time. We were all posting frog memes and shit like that. We already rejected the system. We don't need an additional overhaul in favor of, Karl Marx. It's not really necessary. It's also not really proper. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Yeah, haha, we've got something that works. Why don't we break it and replace it with something that was already broken to begin with? Yeah, it's sort of like a kid smashes a toy with a hammer and then, goes to the dollar store and buys a replacement that already sucks to begin with. That's basically what you get with Mom Donnie. It makes no sense to elect him, but, I guess New York City, I guess that there are too many nonsensible people there. Not that there's much of an alternative. I mean, what are you going to give him in replacement for Mom Donnie? Fucking Cuomo? Sliwa, the one that's actually reasonable, well, he doesn't have any legs. For some reason, he just never gained traction. You'd be better off electing Eric Adams. Oh, wait, he dropped out. And did he endorse anyone, by the way? I think he endorsed Cuomo, but didn't really move the metric much. So, yeah, you're going to end up with some communists in power. And let's not mince words. Democratic socialism does not exist. Socialism, in effect, does not exist. It is simply a stepping stone to communism. Former generations used to know this. They used to reject it outright as a result of this. Back when the government sent out circulars to people telling them how they could build bomb shelters and stuff like that, back when the government at least pretended to care. These days, of course, that is no longer a thing. Mom Donnie is probably going to win. It's like a 99% chance. There's a really good chance the Dems take the Virginia gubernatorial race. But these were all foreseen quite some time ago. These were always likely conclusions even before Trump really did anything. But they're going to try to say, well, Donald Trump's disapproval has bled down ballot. He is poison to the Republican Party. No, New York City, yeah, it's really a bastion of conservatism. So, Virginia, yeah, same thing. This is a bunch of bullshit. They're going to propagandize. I can guarantee this. Prediction, they are going to propagandize after the Republicans very likely lose those two races. And possibly the Attorney General's race, although I think that they still have a slight advantage. We'll see what happens. But I can guarantee you, oh God, CNN's going to have a goddamn field day when Mamdani wins. That's about all. Peace out.